Hello, AverageJohn here, coming at you with another video of what I read this week. This will also include what I read last week. This is the book I'm holding up now. Since I haven't done a video about it, I figured I'd kind of have a short synopsis, whatever. Now, I like all these comics. They're from Titan to American Mythology to Marvel to DC, all that stuff. So it's fun. And of course, if you've read anything interesting, post it in the comments down below. Also, like and subscribe to this video. First off, the book that I'm holding right now, this is from last week what I read since I didn't post a video. This is Alien Trilogy, Alien Legion, Dead and Buried. This is by Titan. This is an awesome book. It's not based on the Alien movie, as far as I know. But it's still a very good book. It's just about a battalion, kind of like the Suicide Squad in a sense. You know, you got like the leader, Toy Montrak, who is basically like almost like the Rick Flag of the Suicide Squad. You know, it's even based on that idea where the criminals and stuff, they will go to serve their planet, country, whatever, instead of doing jail time. So I'm pretty good. It follows their escapades, you know, staying on this planet called Hellscape, pretty much being survivors and just not having any backup for a long time, for like 2 years. And it deals with the outcomes of that, of one alien just being called a traitor and him actually being revealed to be a traitor. It's all fun. It's espionage and stuff. It's Alien Legion Dead and Buried by Titan Comics. Now, I have this in my notebook. So, let's get in. Let's get into the rest. These are starting with the Titan Comics that I read this week. So this one is one of my favorites. It's a Kickstarter project I backed. And it's pretty cool. It's Willy's Wonderland, #1 by American Mythology. It's made this year. And it's pretty cool. I like it. Now, Willy's Wonderland is just like Chuck E. Cheese and Five Nights at Freddy's mixed together. Or maybe just Five Nights, I don't know. But it's like those. You got murderous animatronics, which are cool. Now they welcome you, we welcome you to Willy's, where everyone's your friend. And here at Willy's Wonderland, the good times never end. Of course, they're all jumpy, way more jumpy. But it turns out there's been incidents for a couple years. Murderous incidents and stuff, so they closed down for like 10 years and they reopened under a new guy. They reopened under a new guy under like 10 years. And it kind of reveals the origin story. This is like Mr. Willis. So like a murderous dude. And he's just spending time. Just spend time at various rehab locations and whatnot. He built this thing called called Willy's Wonderland. It was Mr. Willis. Willy's Wonderland, right? And before he passed away, he puts his soul into these animatronics. So that's why they're all murderous. And a new owner after all the murderous incidents and stuff, after it gets shut down, the new owner reopens it up. And since the dolls are still possessed, the animatronics are still possessed, they convince him to keep the killing, continuing the killing or whatever, if that makes sense. So, like, yeah. Like, yeah, continue the killing. Keep their reputation a secret, but keep the store, keep Wonderland open, And that's that. Like I said, Willy's Wonderland #1 by American Mythology. Pretty badass comic. And next, we have Bigfoot Frankenstein #1. It's by Action Lab Comics. Pretty good. I actually love Bigfoot Frankenstein. Sorry. It was written by Mark Brizzoloni. I'm sorry if I mispronounced any of these names all the way. And the art was done by Brendan Smith. Also pretty good. It's like a spoof of like monster movies and stuff, especially when they keep getting redone and redone. So this follows a Jude Frankenstein, who is the grandson of the regular Dr. Frankenstein, the most known doctor, goes Victor Frankenstein. But he's failing college, he's failing out of college. And he says, like, why am I failing college? I'm a genius. Why are you guys failing me? Well, first of all, he was taking like a theoretical physics. So that might have something to do with it. I don't know. But he gets kicked out of college. He's failing anyway. He's just like, oh, I'll show them. I'll show them all. They made a mistake. So he finds this pile of dead Sasquatches. He's just like, I'm just going to do basically what my grandfather did. And he takes parts of them and he puts them back together. And he reanimates them with lightning. Because lightning, electricity just makes stuff move. And he reanimates one Sasquatch like that. So, once he does that, the Sasquatch comes alive. And he likes to be called Frank. And he wants to go after the hunters that killed him and his friends. That's why the pile of Sasquatches were there. And they go out exploring. And they go out wanting to looking for the hunters. And they come across this couple, this young mom and her son. So, but the mom is called Angie, the son is called Ben, and they save Angie and Ben from a harasser who looks very familiar. That's the next story. I said this is Bigfoot Frankenstein #1 by Action Lab Comics. Next, we have Chicken Devil #1 by Aftershock Comics. And this one is pretty good too. It's written, and excuse me if I mispronounce this name or any names. I might be using that a lot. It was written by Brim Bracelato, Paso. And the art was done by Hayden Sharon. I like this comic. It really takes place in Eagle Rock, California. It's pretty much so this guy named Mitch, right? He owns this restaurant called Mitch's Hot Chicken, right? And he works with a dude named Antonio. And what happens is the chicken restaurant catches a bit on fire, you know, and it might have had to do with those industrial pressure fires, but who knows? But the back mainly lit up, which is a problem because Antonio took some stuff from the mafia. Took like $2 million worth of heroin, and it all burnt up in the fire. So now the mafia is after both of them, even though Mitch had nothing to do with it. So now they're on the run now, and they have disguised themselves so they can blend in further. But all Mitch can find is a chicken suit. Now, but so he takes the chicken suit and he runs away. And unfortunately, the mafia catches up to him. The gangsters, gang, whatever, catches up to him. And, well, Antonio is killed, I think, instantaneously. But Mitch, he kind of like backs away from this gangster, and the guy slips on a puddle of water, and he dies right in front of Mitch. And now, not only do they blame Mitch for the drugs disappearing, but they blame him for the death of their friend, gangster, gang, whoever. And yeah, this is, again, this is Chicken Devil #1 by Aftershock Comics. And next, we have OMAC #1. This is from Volume 3. It's made in 2006 by DC Comics. The story is basically Brother Eye, the project that Batman started to keep tabs on all the other superheroes. Now, he needs a body, though. He needs a remaining OMAC unit. Yeah. And he finds one, but then he doesn't find one. He needs to find someone who is compatible with the certain nanovirus thing that he has. So he goes around Gotham City scanning all these people. And he scans like a male, brown, 14, with the trace nicotine molecule is cancer risk is like 3%. And he looks for all that stuff, the sex, and your race, trace molecules, and the cancer risk. No. He wants someone strong, viable to survive. It chooses this dude named Mikey. Not Mikey, but just Mike. No. Just the guy named Mike, and he kind of like just breaks out. He goes, he's flying somewhere. I think he's flying to Alaska. So, But they're flying over Salt Lake City, Utah when they run into a firestorm. Here's Jason and the rain. Sorry if you hear that, by the way. Jason and the rain looking for Martin Stein, who is the original, who also to tell them more about what they don't know about Firestorm. They run into him, so they battle him for a while. Then he gets tired. Mike gets tired and has to release Mike. It is a suit, not a human, if that makes sense. So it releases Mike, and Mike goes. He releases Mike onto Las Vegas, pretty much. And then he flies to Alaska and charges up, and it takes him 24 hours. And that is OMAC number 1, volume 3 by DC. Next, we have Fusion number 1 by Marvel. Made sometime. I don't know, I didn't write it down. Basically, you got like four teams, right? So you have the Avengers, which are the famous superhero team. You have Iron Man with them, with Tony Stark. There's Marvel, there's Carol Danvers, Wonder Man, who has Simon Williams. You have Black Widow, who is Natasha Romanoff. You got the Wasp, who's Janet Van Dyne. And you got Ares, who's Ares. That's Team 1. Team 2, you got the Thunderbolts. They're basically just the supervillain group led by Norman Osborn. You have Penance, who is Robbie Baldwin. You got Moonstone, who is Dr. Corla Salvins. You have a Radioactive Man, who's Chen Liu. Got Swordsman, who is Andreas von Strucker. Bullseye, who is first name is Leslie, but not much is known otherwise. You got Venom, who is Mike Cargan. Who is Mike Cargan, not Eddie Brock. I know I ended that on what seemed like a question, but it was not. And you got Cyberforce, and basically they're super powered guys with cybernetics. And you got Ripclaw, who is Robert Bearclaw. You have Velocity, who is Karen Taylor. You have Ballistic, who is Cassandra Lane. Cyblade, who is Dominique T-Boot. I don't speak French, I don't know. That was a bad joke. And then you got Heatwave, who's Dylan Cruz. And then you got the Hunter-Killer team, who are unknown superhumans, pretty much. Who, left unchecked, is they're going to do a lot of destruction. But they're Ellis, Samantha, Argent, Wolf, and Morningstar. They don't have any aliases or anything. So, the Cyblades, they find someone at their mansion. It's in Westchester, New York. Yeah. And this is after Civil War, just after Civil War, so everyone's still feeling the effects of that. And a lot of fighting, between Cyberforce and Hunter-Killer, I believe. Cyber Force and the other force. The Avengers Tower, there is someone who throws a Wolverine like a shield. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Blah blah yada yada yada. You know, this is number one, so of course they're gonna try to figure out who that is, and they're all gonna band together or gonna fight each other. So this is a fusion number one by Marvel. So there's that. Next one is Salvation Run number one by DC, made in 2008. You know, basically, this is just Suicide Squad, but instead of staying on Earth, Amanda Waller and Rick Flag, they get the idea to send a lot of baddies to their own planet to conquer. Because what's the point of keeping them on here? They're just gonna escape and try to conquer the world again. So that's what they do. That's what they do. It's written by Bill Willingham, and its penciler is Sean Chen. But they just go to this new planet and they try to survive. First off, they lie. So Amanda Waller, Rick Flag, they lie. They said the planet was uninhabited. It's very inhabited. Things just try to kill them instantly. Yeah. And while they're surviving on one side of the planet, there's only one group. They only sent one group up there so far. The other side is another group. That group includes the Joker. Also has Kid Carnival, Tapeworm, Hammer, Killer Frost, Mr. Freeze, Girder, Black Spider, Phobia, Mr. Terrible, Hyena, Clayface, Sonar, Effigy, Tremor, Shrapnel, Sickle, Killer Croc, Mammoth, Psyman, Shimmers, Rock, and Cheetah. And they're just trying to figure out what the heck is going on. They're trying to survive. And they have this new planet that's supposed to be desolate. It's not desolate. It's supposed to have this new planet to take over, reign their whole world or whatever. But it's not that at all. And top of all, they have these mysterious guys who are wanting them to die. So this is Salvation Run number one by DC. Next up, we have Time Bandits. We have Time Bandits number one, Volume 1. This is by Marvel. This is made in 1982. That's an old comic. Oldie. But, so basically you got these, like, dwarves who can travel through time. They have these, like, little time holes that they jump into, and they can transport anywhere in time. And they stole this map that shows where the time holes are. They stole it from the Supreme Being. Now this is written by S.J. Parkhouse, and the artist is David Land and John Stokes. This divided into like 5 short chapters, I believe. and it shows that his little dwarfs are going in its time holes, going off their time. They run into this little dude named Kevin, right? And they're just like, no time to explain anything, just get in the wardrobe. There's another time hole in the wardrobe. So they all go there. And then they go to where Robin Hood is. That Robin Hood, Loxley or whatever. I'm sorry. They go all the way to go to Loxley. And of course they rob from Robin Hood, you know, or they try to at least. But Robin Hood just instantly gives all their stolen treasure away. And I lied, this is 4 chapters, not 5 chapters. And they go from one place to another. They end up on a cruise line in Pacific, which is the Titanic. And then they eventually just go back to his house. And the Supreme King forgives all and all that stuff. So it's really short. It's one of their movie specials, I think. But yeah, that's Time Bandits by Marvel. Time Bandits #1. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin #1. It's by IDW. Now this is really good because all the other 3 turtles are dead. Only one is remaining. Who is the last one remaining? Who knows? Well, before we get all of that, the story made by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, Tom Waltz. They did this cover A anyway. Some of them did. Cover A is made by Esau and Isaac S. Corsa. And the coloring is done by Luis Antonio Delgado. And I don't like how I'm going to say it with everything. I hope I did the names right. I don't know. But yeah, there's one turtle alive. And he vows to get revenge on the person who did it. Turns out to be Shredder's grandson. But he's trying to break into the city, which is now futuristic. By the way, there's a lot of RoboCops or whatever. That are basically they're just really hard security. It's all advanced weapons, the Foot Clan. So, you know. And the guy's name, the big dude's name is Oroko Harato. Amazing. Basically, the turtle goes around all the time, just goes around the city looking for Harato. Harato's just like, dude, I thought I exterminated all these dudes. You know? I'm just gonna engage lethal force on all these guys it's gonna activate lethal enforcement on these robots so they don't stop the kill. You know? Making them harder basically. And it almost works. The turtle gets up to Oroko. And it's just like, I'm gonna kill you and stuff. I'm gonna get revenge. and one of the RoboCops, I think, is able to throw him out the window, and he's not able to recover from that fall. So he gets away, he kind of blacks out, and wakes up in a sewer. And with April over his hospital bed, who's in charge of his recovery. Turns out that turtle was Michelangelo. But that's a good story. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Last Ronin, IDW. It was also released, I don't think I said that, but it was released this year, 2021. Alright, next up, we have Green Arrow, The Wonder Years, #1 by DC. This one was made in 1993. Now this kind of goes over the origin of the Green Arrow, where he's on a boat and kind of partying with all these people, and then he gets flipped overboard. Because he drinks too much and he throws up, and then he just goes over the fence. And then he lives, and tries to survive on this island called Star Island. It's not on you, but it's essentially the same premise. He goes onto the island, he survives for a couple years, and then he's able to come back. And adjusting to life is not simple. Adjusting to coming back and then being the CEO of Queen Consolidated, which is a multi-billion-dollar business and stuff that's not easy. But he's trying to do it, And other stuff does come back as the vigilante, the Green Arrow, which people call him the modern day Robin Hood. He doesn't like being called the Green Arrow, but what else are you gonna call him? So he's helping this guy run for president. He's helping this guy. Of course, I didn't write his name down, but his first name is Jeremy, right? He's helping Jeremy run for president. He's helping him because he believes that he will make the world a better place, And his girlfriend, wife, his significant other, is called Kelly Harris. And, Oliver Queen, who is the Green Arrow, he is a womanizer through and through, regardless. And him and Kelly end up making out and all that stuff. That's how that story ends. Last, again, that was the Green Arrow, Wonder Years, #1 by DC. Last but not least, we have Chaos Theory, Zombies vs. Dinosaurs. This is a one-shot made by Wooldridge and his team. They have no company before. This was, I believe, in 2017. But it's DJ Wooldridge. He is the creator / writer. Pietro and Togneon, the artist. But you have a group of people coming in from the American mainland, right? Because there's a huge outbreak going on. Max, Nikki, Yeah, Max and Nikki, who were in a car together, they crashed. And I think only one of them gets out. But anyway, they go on a plane. And one of them gets on a plane that escapes from the mainland. And to escape the zombies. But unbeknownst to anyone, the pilot's already a zombie. But they're going to Hawaii. It's the only real place that the infection hasn't reached. But they have something else entirely. They got dinosaurs. Yeah, but I wonder, because the zombies are also attacking because the zombie infection spreads really fast. So if a dinosaur eats a zombie, would he become infected? That's halfway true. See, they Jurassic Parked a lot of this. They cloned a lot of DNA from like chicken eggs and stuff to remake dinosaurs. So the first batch they made is susceptible or whatever to infection. Like a T-Rex that crashes the party that kind of greets them. He is susceptible, however you say that. But like the later groups they made are immune to all biogenetic illnesses and stuff. So like I said, some are and some aren't. And there's this mystery woman who kind of saves them all from like the zombies and dinosaurs. Her name is Zora. And basically, like this girl named Dr. Persephone Frank was trying to find Zora's father. As she was hoping he'd be the only, she was hoping to find the cure for the zombieism that she caused, because she, her husband died, and she was trying her best to reanimate him, but kind of failed to take the aggression out that zombies have. So now, a lot of zombies. But she's just like, maybe if he's alive, he can help. He's not alive, and he can't help. But there's still hope, There's still hope to get off the island. So they try to go to this place called the Ark. It is a really big ship used for transporting the dinosaurs. And they have to fight to make it. And the only ones alive are Max, Persephone, and Zora. Which are all the main ones, I believe. Yep, that's the last one. So that's Chaos Theory, Zombies vs. Dinosaurs, one shot. Made by Wooldridge and Co. Now, I know, and this is a Batman Flash shirt, but basically, I plan to do this until like a week before Christmas, so 1 or 2 more weeks. And I'll take a break, and then we'll head on to the new year. But what was your favorite story? I know I didn't. I didn't do so great. I didn't transfer this to a script, if that makes sense. But I'd say my favorite story was The Last Ronin by IDW. That was my favorite story. Now, what was your favorite story? What was something interesting that you read recently or whatever. Post it in the comments down below. Or you can reach me on my socials. Now I'm on Instagram as TRIPL3XXXMayhem. I'm on Twitter as Real AverageJohn. I'm on Facebook as Official AverageJohn. Like I said, post all this stuff in the comments, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, and I'll start doing update videos again. I'll start potentially next week. Potentially. Alright. I will see you all later.